All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League. We're here on Channel 2 with a match between Lethal and Team Stardust. And on the cast today, I'm Palidore, being joined for her first cast here in VRML, that is. It's Queen Zyla. I was about to say Queen Cap, but Queen Zyla, welcome to VRML and your first cast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, well, that said, not a lot of time for chatter because teams are all readied up to go. So the first of two streams in a row here, starting it off in the first round. Team Stardust over on blue and Lethal over on orange. Meanwhile, you guys over in the Twitch chat, thanks for joining us here, whether on Channel 1 or Channel 2. Pleasure to have you. And off and underway into the first launch. Neutral Joust going to be taken, looks like, by Neat and Co., who we just saw yesterday on the stream. I know, Queen, you mentioned it earlier on. This has been a team that's been fast on the rise, certainly, through their division in Stardust.
Yeah, absolutely. They've started off their season pretty strong. Like
they
that.
started off with a really strong shot. Wow. You know, Splash, I'm not even surprised at all. Splash, yesterday when I casted their team versus Starcade, Splash had something like 25 points, maybe. Absolutely killed it offensively.
Yeah, I mean, making threes like that right off the bat, we're going to have to see the other team definitely make sure that they make it back to goal.
And making into the midfield now, it's Prince Zeiser with the disc. Just trying to gauge the situation. Not a lot of defense in the area, but I like the positioning here from their team. They have players in every part of the floor, and they're breaking up the stacks as well, so they're going to boost into the front line now and maybe have some opportunities, but a tight angle, the 0 angle just about, will be taken by Splash and cleared midfield.
And we have no one there yet, just a loose disc floating around and almost orange bubble. And here we have Tio grabbing the disc, dinging it off of the ring. Unfortunately, it's just missed and picked back up by Awaken, who sends it back to a reset at Double D where Splash is, sends it back over to Neat on table, and he's just waiting, letting his team take some time and set up, playing that patient game, and sends a pass forward to Ness, but it's intercepted by Frenzy and goes to clear it out. It doesn't quite make it, picked back up by Awaken, who goes for the long shot off of shield. Unfortunately, Para picks it up and sends it through midfield.
A lot of chaos there happening, and almost a nice shot hit from that midfield, but bounce off the barrier, back into the blue zone, but back into the orange. As I say, that's 1-on-1. That almost goes in the goal, but swinging for it is Neat, and swinging for the fences. That's Neat indeed. Good cleanup. They've got the recovery. They've got the goal. 5 points, uncontested thus far. Also in the Twitch chat there, shout out to you guys. See, Giggity. From the G2X cast earlier on. My bad, because I called you at the beginning. I was saying, oh, these guys are geeks. I thought it was geeks, but the chat corrected me quickly and also pointed out your logo. So, GG's earlier on. Welcome to the stream. Prince now looking to leave their Prince with the disc, but unfortunately could not make the catch. So, good pass attempt, just didn't quite execute it there. And it will be a turnover now to the other end, where it's picked back by Frenzy, who gets stunned by Awaken.
And Awaken has the disc, but quickly sends it down to Splash, who sends it over to Tio for the reset. Over to Wall, where Awaken is, and Awaken sends it to Splash, but Splash gets stunned by Para, and Para goes to grab the disc and gets stunned. Tio's got it picked up, sends it over to Splash at shoulder for the gut pass, and there's 2 points by Neat.
Yeah, had that 1-on-1 on the goalkeeper, essentially, just a great setup to allow that nice opportunity, high percentage opportunity, very efficient pass work. You can see in that replay as well, just not a lot of holding of the disc, basically. They were finding the next pass in quick succession, and that's really how you keep a defense honest and off balance. As off balance again, another turnover here and another quick fling. It looks like it's going to result in potentially an open goal. No, covered off by the stack. They still have some numbers, but not led on that pass. Good attempt. Back now to Orange, and still looking for the first points are lethal.
And we've got Tia with the disc. Oh, but unfortunately off of a stun, it was sent over to Blue Bubble with an open goal, and Lulu gets the first 2 points on the board for their team. Yeah, let's see if they can make even a run on that.
Yeah, that's all you need sometimes, right? So just get your first 2 points. That builds the confidence and breaks the ice a little bit. Lulu there from Prince on the assist. But yeah, all you need for a turnaround is that first goal. And luckily for them, they still have a lot of time. They're only down by 5 points with 5 minutes and a half remaining in this round. So not a problem at all to maybe come back here.
Yeah, that's definitely more than enough time. I think one of their biggest things too is just getting that disc cleared when they do get that turnover and bubble and not missing that clear.
Absolutely. Just being able to calculate those clears right and also avoid all the geo in the way. That said, in the midfield, I mean, they're playing the offense right, certainly. They have the advantage, and they've got the defense now coming up at them. Ooh, held on to it too long. Lulu knocking some lemons loose there.
We've got Para, who picked up the disc and did get a successful clear out. However, the stacks aren't quite there yet. Tio grabs the disc and goes for a reset over to Awaken on shoulder, and Awaken clears it through mid. With a blue stack going, kind of hitting some geos, unfortunately, in there. They're stacking, and Prince picks up the disc, goes to send it through tunnel. It does not quite make it, and Splash has the disc again, goes for a back pass, and is kind of just standing there uncontested. Ooh. Yeah.
Wow. You know, again, I love the patience there. I mean, there was a lot of defense in the midfield, but Splash doing a good job to recognize the back pass, and then played a little bit of that two-man game where they're handing it off a couple times just to maneuver around those stacks and the defenders. And then once again, they find the correct pass at the end to get themselves a pretty good head-on opportunity with the goalie. I like it. We've
got Prince walking up mid with the disc, looking around, just seeing where all the stacks are out. Almost gets stunned out. Thankfully, his teammate is there in order to make sure that there's nothing that goes on. We've got Frenzy just kind of juking around on ceiling, looking what he can do with it. And what a save from Splash. Splash, goes to take the disc and clear it. Almost gets stunned, and it is sent through middle. Splash has the disc and goes to take the long shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, the Splash playing good defense on one end of the floor. Couldn't find the pass here, but Chaos now erupting in the midfield, top of the ceiling. Stacks were already prepared on the blue end. Look at that. They were basically boosting on the floor before it was cleared, but that said, overtaking them was Prince. Now Prince on this drive, hands it off and throws it down. There you go, 9-4 in this first round. 3 minutes left to spare.
You know, they have a chance right now to kind of take a run like we were talking about before on Stardust. And if they start to play a little bit more aggressively, I think we could see some more points scored on the board from them.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting on some good aggression for most of this round. But, hey, look at this aggression coming in from Lethal. They cause another turnover. That's a near make on the underside of the barrier. A tough shot to make as being contested there. Para doing a nice job to knock that loose as Lulu now also being knocked out of the hands, but will still be recovered, sent to the midfield. Definitely some brawl heaviness going on in that blue bubble, but on that recovery, an open goal, and couldn't hit it for Neat as they faded away. Second attempt, and different results. Beautiful hit coming in for the three. They're up triple, 12-4. I think so far, you know, Lethal, they broke that initial ice. They got a good score afterwards, but just Team Stardust, they've just been a little bit quicker on some of these stacks, and as you saw, you know, they got 2 open goals essentially, and if your defensive stacks aren't back enough to prevent that, I mean, you give a team 2 open attempts, they're going to make a lot of those.
Yeah, they're certainly going to make a lot of those. And like we said at the beginning of the cast, that Stardust has definitely started their season off very strong.
Woo. Speaking
There
of,
it is, though. Lulu takes the disc into the goal for another 2 points.
yeah, I got that off in a hurry. Talk about taking defense off guard. I saw the goalkeeper there just kind of threw their arms up in the air saying, whoops, that was me. It happens.
With 1 minute and 16 seconds left on the clock, we've got Splash who takes the disc and goes to clear it down, but Orange Stack is there to pick it up. Sends it down, picks up the disc. Prince goes into the goal for another 2 points.
Well done on them. So again, we saw that a little bit earlier where a couple of their goals now, in fact the last 2 in a row as well as one of their goals earlier, a lot of the ones that they have gotten have been off of those turnovers, as opposed to Team Stardust where they've had some pretty good goals on several setups. You know, Lethal right now, they've been able to at least execute off of turnovers, so something to certainly recognize here as we continue in the midfield with not a lot of time remaining. Stardust, they just need to hold on to this disc. Even if they don't score, they should be fine. That said, they get rid of it. They lose it, rather. Frenzy playing some good defense, but loses that into the trap where it's picked off again by Zyzer, and they have an opportunity here, Queen.
They do indeed, and the disc is cleared into blue bubble, just kind of floating around. And Lulu is there to pick it up, but misses the shot, just misses it. Prince grabs the disc, but gets it stolen. Oh, and Lulu picks it back up and puts it in the goal for another 2 points for them. Honestly, this is exactly what they needed, even if it's at the end of the round and they don't make these last 2 points. That's the kind of run that you need to go into the next round with confidence that you're able to get some more points on the board and possibly even take the next round.
100%. We saw for a lot of that first round, Lethal was stuck on 4 points, I think, for the better part of the first half, if not 3/4. A lot of those points now, you know, to close it, the gap that is, to close the gap and bring it within 2 points at the end, that is definitely one of those moral victories, I think. And yeah, well done. Team Stardust, though, performing just as well as they did last night against Starcade. And I'm just, the question is for a lot of these teams as we get through these first couple weeks is just exactly where people are going to end up on the ladder, because there's a lot of volatility for sure in these first weeks.
Absolutely, especially when it's like a team's first season. If they're a new team, the first few weeks is just kind of finding your place in the rank, so to speak, until you advance in your skill set. But it's definitely the first, I would say, 1 to 3 weeks is finding the place that you hit that like 50-50 percentage with your matches, and then falling into your place comfortably.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of volatility, especially I know in Diamond Division 2. I was talking about that, and Cass earlier opened the stream up with, who was it? Ember versus G2X. And I think, as fun as a Master definitely is, and as fun as the Cass Master tier matches all the time, I definitely like what I see in the ladder, because you get all these teams who are full of up-and-comers, and especially the higher you go up that ladder, you have these dark horse teams cropping up where you kind of get to follow their story and progression over the course of a couple seasons. Because a lot of the teams we're seeing now in Platinum and in Diamond and even in Master, if you look back 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons ago, these were teams and players who were, in Bronze, Silver, Gold, making their way up to where they are now.
Yeah, indeed. And right now, I mean, looking at the arena, we've got Orange running stack drills, which is a very, very good tactic in order to make sure that they don't get iced during this pause that we've got going on here.
Oh yeah, just noticing that too. Actually, excellent thing to point out, and something that someone had asked in Twitch chat on one of these streams not that long ago. It's like, what do you do during timeouts to stay warm and this and that? And I think we've discussed it as well, right? Where it's just, you got to use I think it happened in one of your matches too. You're talking about, right? So just figuring out how to deal with pauses.
Yeah, exactly that. Because 5 minutes is not a long time, but it is long enough for your muscles to not stay as warm and active as they should be when you're in the middle of a match. So simple things like running stack drills just keep your mind in the game, and that way you don't have that freeze from the timeout.
Absolutely. And freeze is over though, because round 2 is about to start. So we're gonna go back into the match now, and back to Twitch chat as well. Thank you again for joining. See Baby True in there, also cheering on Lethal, saying some good momentum their way perhaps. And indeed, round 2 might be a different story if Stardust cannot come out with that same type of heat, because Lethal definitely feeling good to bring it back so close in round 1, as they will have the first opportunity at a goal. Frenzy trying to wrangle it, but could not get the handles. Just the same disc now unravels in a bunch of brawls. Back into the trap, back to the wedge. Nice shield by Frenzy. Frenzy with a pick. Frenzy from the station, and now tapping off to once again attempt to find their offensive alignment. A lot of players all up in a row. There's that pass to the open one. Zyzer right back at him. The handoff, and they pop off. What a beautifully executed offensive run.
That the maintaining of control of the disc, even the times that they were about to get it stolen from them, is definitely a large improvement from where they were at in the first round. They've kind of found their jive, so to speak. Yeah.
And we love our jives here in VR Master League. Not me, I have 2 left feet, but still. It's picked off by Stardust. Don't laugh at that, that's mean. Picked off here by Lethal on the defense. See, you got me all jumbled. I'm going to stop now. Need my 2 left feet. I got 2 left tongues. What does that even mean? Nothing.
We had Awaken with the disc goes for the pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite make it, and Frenzy is able to slap it out with a really great clear. But Awaken was there before Lethal stack was able to make it over to the other side of the arena, clears it out. Splash picks up the disc, goes for the long 3, and he makes those. It is now 2-3 in favor of Stardust, but we do have an opportunity now for Lethal to respond to the points that were just scored on them.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, the open goal by look, Splash. I'm continually impressed, because I remember. I've been watching Splash also, and Splash has come up, and just pretty impressive. There was a lot of spin, by the way, I want to point out on that shot. But incredible sharpshooter, proving that over the last 2 days that I've casted him alone. Not to mention the goalkeeping abilities as well. Very impressive, very impressive.
Indeed. And we've got Para with the disc. They were able to pick it from Stardust. Unfortunately, the clear didn't quite make it through, but they were able to slap it through and maintain control of the disc. And Prince is just juking around on floor, letting his team set everything up, taking their time. Patient play in this game is so important. They go for the pass. Unfortunately, it is missed. And Stardust was able to slap it out, but not quite all the way. And we've got another missed pass again. These are going to have to connect in order to start to see some of that jive again that we were talking about. But Stardust takes the disc, clears it out through mid, and it is just bouncing around. Both stacks missed the pickup on the disc. Frenzy goes to have it, and Neat stuns him out.
Some of what I think the case of like watching the players zooming down the floor, and then you kind of lose the track of the disc a little bit. So with that, another clear. That's going to bounce. Could it be in? No, picked off. But right back at him. A good steal, and look at that. One smooth motion. These smooth prints. Maybe the fresh prints? Yeah, of that air. It's going to be right in there for the second goal.
And we've got Stardust with an opportunity to run a rollout here and make something of it. This is their opportunity to take control of the arena and make Lethal play their game, so to speak. And we've got Tia with the disc, who sends it over to Neat, who bounces down to floor in order to maintain a clear passing lane, goes to send it over to Splash, but the pass doesn't quite connect, unfortunately, and Frenzy takes the disc and goes to clear it out. However, Stardust was ready and stacked to go. They pick up the disc and they send it down mid. Para picks it up and sends it back down again towards blue area, but Splash is there to pick it up. It's a lot of back and forth right now. Even as I say that, Prince picks the disc up from Stardust and sends it down into the blue side of the arena. Unfortunately, it is picked back up again, though, by Stardust. We've got a ton of ping-ponging back and forth here and not a lot of maintaining of disc possession. Hopefully we can see it start to click there and connect. We've got Splash with the disc, who sends it back over to Tio.
I mean, ping pong is right. Ping pong, table tennis. I mean, we are in space, so someone called Venus Williams, I guess, but they're looking for a die. There's Splash, and, well, Splash Mountain from the top there, the shoulder, and they are mounting a lead, at least trying to, with a good hit. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now, with that, also assisted by Tio, but Splash continuing to kind of kill them so far just across these 2 days. And one thing I also noticed and loved to see as another take back, so hold that thought, maybe hold that shot. Oh my goodness. Well, they've awakened, all right, and that is absolutely a snipe. What a hit again.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does seem like Lethal lost a little bit of that momentum that they had, but they have more than enough time to pick that back up and get back to where that they were. But they're gonna have to be aware, have that arena awareness of what's going on around them, and make sure that when they're passing and running those rollouts that they know where their teammates are and have those passes connect. We've got Lulu with the disc, who sends it over to Frenzy. Frenzy goes to approach Bubble, but unfortunately gets stunned, but is able to pick the disc back up in a very, very speedy recovery. Prince has the disc, is at shoulder, juking around. Ooh, goes in for the cut pass, but unfortunately it is stopped by Stardust, and Stardust picks up the disc and sends it through tunnel for almost another long three.
That would have killed me, to be honest. That was, talk about hot shots. I mean, even their misses for Stardust so far, even the misses have been so close on a lot of these mid-court flings. They've been incredible to watch. Lethal, though, has a chance to punish because it's a one-on-one in there, but they couldn't find that bouncer. They will get the rebound, and again, a return to sender. Prince on the cut, delivering, and into the bubble, but too many defenders in there. They'll still take the disc back again. Another pass, another attempt, another stuff, but that's the stuff, the right stuff to bring him back within a couple. Wow.
That was definitely a really, really good play on Lulu's part. Lulu went to go shoot the disc. The goalie did save it, but Lulu continued their momentum and was able to steal the disc back from goalie and put it into goal. So very, very, very smart play there.
Absolutely. I'm glad they finished that play when they did, because I was already at the peak of my breath. I had no more to give. But absolutely nice positioning. That's the thing. Good positioning, well, puts you, guess what, in good position. Makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes total sense. You are indeed correct.
Thank you.
We
Oh,
have
hold on.
we have Frenzy with the disc who goes for the long for 3. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite make it into goal, but it was very, very close. Awaken has the disc, sends it over to Neat, who goes for the 3 and makes it. That is another 3 points on the board for Stardust, and you just can't leave the goal open with them in the arena.
Definitely not. Every one of, even that shot too, it had to be fast because there was a stack coming back on defense, but all of their shots are coming in with such like brutal speed, but they're also very, very accurate. These are a bunch of sharpshooters for sure.
They are indeed, and it's an interesting thing to look at when you have a team that is shooting consistent long threes, and it's not a single player. Like all of their players have pretty evenly distributed points, and you've seen almost every one of them with points hit these long threes that we're talking about.
Can these guys miss or what? That's the thing. Look, if it was me, like I consider myself an accurate shooter, but not a particularly fast shooter. All of these shots, they're coming in with such heat, and they're still going in. Very impressive for sure. I mean, yeah. Hats off to them. I like, what Lethal has tried to do. They got off on the right start to the second round, but and again here they're even trying to be patient. Granted, they can't really afford a lot of that at this point, but I don't feel like they were doing a ton wrong. It's just some of the execution, I think, on some of the passes is really what got them in a bit of a hole in this round.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were talking about before, that arena awareness, just knowing where your enemy is, knowing where your teammates are. You could definitely see that the comms were probably not as clear as they could have been, and that definitely took a toll on them.
Mhm.
But right now, you can tell that maintaining their disc control like this, they've got a ton of patience going on. It just not allowing the other team to score, and definitely taking their time here in these last 55 seconds that we had on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, you'd say, well, the points do matter a tiny, tiny bit in terms of the MMR and the ranks, but at the same time, because of the fact that they have not really been able to execute on the other side of the floor and the bubble, and maybe they're just saying, okay, we've had trouble scoring this round, but we're at least not going to let you score anymore against us. So, maybe a little strategery there. That's a word.
I would definitely say that is a strategic play, because they all did not even get off of their side of the arena. It was an intentional thing to not let Stardust score any more points. And sometimes that's just a part of that adaptation when you're playing a certain team or a certain game, even if it's your team that's maybe not playing up to the place where you guys would normally be playing. Just finding that way to adapt in order to get control over the arena, I think is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Lethal, tried as they might, they could not quite come back in that round. They got off to a nice start, but it was just a little too much strength from, again, this clearly very strong Stardust team. That's 2 nights in a row I've seen them, and 2 nights in a row that they've impressed, being properly aggressive when they needed to be aggressive, but also slowing it down when they needed to slow down. For instance, on a lot of their jousts. Yeah, just the push and the pull, the ebb and the flow of Echo is one of those things that, as you go up the ladder, you have to be able to master that to some degree to get into Diamond and Master, be able to play both games. And I feel like I've seen that for sure from Stardust. From Lethal's end, we definitely saw the resilience of them, not letting up in round 1 to be stuck at 4 points for 3/4 of that round, and bring it within a 2-point margin at the end. So definitely had some good mental game there. We saw them during the timeout executing those stacks, the warm-up stacks. And again, they did a lot of the right things. They did a lot of the kind of mature things that you like to see in a team who's looking to keep climbing. So I think there's still a lot of promise ahead for Lethal as well.
Absolutely. And they put up a really, really good fight. I mean, like we pointed out, that first round, they were down quite a bit before making their way back to only being down by 2 when the round was over. So they did a lot of good things.
And well, we've got some more good things ahead because there's still one more match here on stream, and featuring a team that Queen may be familiar with, maybe possibly, in Yerma versus Plexus. So I'm sure she's excited for that. I'm excited for that. And Twitch chat, hopefully you guys are too. We're going to be in a brief intermission, but we'll be back right around the corner. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome to VR Master League here on Channel 2. As I get a little eyes on the Wii down the floor, at least the tail end of it. Excuse me, I couldn't find my keyboard. That said, we've got Yerma, we've got Plexus, and we've got that starting right now. On the cast today, I am Palidore, being joined again by Queen Zyla, who is well familiar with Yerma, in fact. May or may not be captain in this team, but here to be the most unbiased caster possible, correct?
Unbiased indeed. That's right. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, looking forward to this match, of course, a much hype-voted match on the VRML match page. Always something we recommend people do. And the first possession, well, briefly to Yerma, but taken over by Guipo, and that is right out the tunnel and right into the bubble, maybe, for a recovery by the Stacks as they unleash a brawl. In fact, Roman there dislodging the disc, and Gilligan now letting it loose towards the midfield where Skittles obtains.
And they send the disc high. Chill out, I'm sorry, is able to pick up the disc, but she does get stunned out in the process, and we have Duop who picks it up, goes to clear it, does not quite make it through, but Guipo picks it up and does clear it down towards Bubble.
And now recovered as well. Oh, but a stun will knock it loose once again, as Chill Out and Skittles now knocking some teeth in the midfield, while in the mid lane it's Gilligan who obtains the disc and just scans the situation, recognizing again no defense waiting for the pressure and then waiting for the pass, but a little too high, couldn't quite make the catch there, and it's a rebound by Guipo and sent through the tunnel where it's again secured, and now a shot quickly. Oh, but off the little nugget there. Another attempt, and they'll grab it. It's a 3-point goal coming in from Duop, and they are up.
And here's Yerma's opportunity to respond to the 3 points that Plexus just put on the board and maintain that control over the disc. So let's go ahead and see what they do with it. We've got Gilligan, who picks up the disc and sends it down. It does make it into blue bubble. Unfortunately, they weren't quite able to pick it up. But Jackson does have the disc, goes to clear it out or send a pass over to Guipo. Sorry. Guipo just sends it out into bubble, and it's picked up. Ooh,
nice.
Who goes for the jukey shot, and it is saved by Roman. Duop picks it up and goes to, I think, back pass, but it does juke or bounce around a little bit. Guipo has the disc, approaching bubble on shoulder, sends it in for a shortcut pass, and Duop puts it in for another 2 points.
Nice job by Duop there, and I believe on most, actually probably all of that play, looks like indeed Roman was out. I noticed that on that last joust. Now Roman is currently in the spawn area, moving not at all, but yeah, so some issues there. Might need to get a captain in the game here soon. Maybe substitute off the caster's desk into the game, depending on how things go here. But unfortunately, yeah, they were 3v4 that entire last possession. But meanwhile, into the Twitch chat there. What's up, guys? 5-Spotted Dog stopping by. Saying hi to us, and we'll say hi to you, saying 50k on Yerma, even though he can't on this channel. Avoid Dash. Indeed, that's Palidore and Queen, formerly Queen Cap, now Queen Zyla. Glass in the chat there. Yerma getting casted every day. Well, so far, they got, I think, about 3 out of the 4 maybe, but a lot of hype votes again. I mean, we pay huge attention to those. Most of them, in fact, all the matches I picked up tonight were based off hype votes. So, you know, people vote for their matches. We are glad to get them casted. I know we saw Glass yesterday, Starcade, right? Against Team Stardust, who we just saw on stream again just a moment ago. That was another hype voted match. Lethal versus Stardust. Oh yeah, no complaints. I didn't assume you were complaining either, but I know a lot of people kind of been stopping by in the chat, kind of asking about stuff like that, and I promise, you know, if it's cast my match redemption, you know, we'll pay attention to those. If it's hype votes, pay attention to those. You know, typically, like master tier will generally get priority over all else, and high diamond as well at times. But as far as like the rest of the ladder goes, I mean, we're largely basing it off of those hype votes. So definitely encourage people to use those. And in general, people have been using them a lot more here this season. So far, I've noticed on the match page. That's always good. But yeah, so still awaiting the return of Roman. I don't know if you've got any inside info, Queen, but
I have no inside info.
All right.
It looks like they're still waiting on him, seeing if they can get him in. You know, on I think he was resetting his headset. So.
All right. Well, fingers crossed to get Roman back in soon here. Glass saying tracking was out half of round 1. Yeah, I remember that yesterday. There were some issues going on. I wasn't quite sure. We had a match earlier on I feel really bad for. Talk about some issues. There, G2X versus Embers. First, some ping issues in the first round. And then there was the Chicago no, you know, where a shot just goes through without counting. I think we're calling that the Chicago no
that's
now.
the worst.
It turned a 1-point lead for Embers. Then they had the Chicago no happen, and then they were scored on the other end. So then they went down by 1, and then that was kind of like the turning point in the second round where they lost that match. Unfortunate, but you know,
yeah,
stuff
I definitely have had. I mean, I was halfway convinced that it was something going on with my router, but I had updated my Wi-Fi, and it was not just me. It was a ton of other players on my team that were all having ping issues. So I'm assuming there's some sort of, server things going on in
There may
game.
be. Yeah, there may be. I see Channel 1 just rated us there with 39. So what's up, guys? Welcome to Channel Dose. What's going on here on the disc?
And it does look like we have Roman back in the arena.
Good. Good. Glad to see that. But yeah, I think... I don't know if there are issues going on. I mean, Channel 1, let me know. You guys coming in from there. Were there like some things going on the other games too? Because I'm kind of in my casting bubble right now, so I haven't really gotten updates on everything. But definitely a couple issues here tonight across some matches. Hopefully that doesn't sustain though.
All right, we've got Yerma with the offensive joust here. They are down by 5. Gilligan has the disc, goes to clear it out through tunnel or send it over to Chill Out. Chill Out sends it over to Skittles, who looks around well on floor, sends a pass. It doesn't quite connect, unfortunately. Duop is there to pick it up and send it through tunnel, but Gilligan is there to respond and pick it back up. Unfortunately, that is sent back again through mid by Blue, goes for the long shot. It doesn't quite make it. And Duop's just juking around towards Bubble, seeing what he has. And Lil Guipo on clock goes in for the goal for another 2 points for Plexus.
Yeah, Lil Guipo looking Lil Guapo there. And take note, Guipo, I'm pretty sure that's I finally got your first name pun. There you go. You were asking for it for like 2 seasons. I don't know how I've never made that one before, but there you go. Got a little, got a lot. Anyways, right here, it's going to Chill Out on this launch. Over to Gilligan, but oh, just an interception, an immediate almost punish. That's going to be bounced up. Good recovery by Chill Out and Gil, Roman all on the stack. They're not able to secure it quite there. There's just a lot of defense, bothersome defense, in fact. But now a deep shot from Roman, but that's going to bounce off the barrier into the collection by Jacksonator, who now secures it and sends it over to the pocket, where they'll once again have stacks just blazing down the floor. Certainly the pace is fast here, and Yerma still looking for their first score, as it will be a passing play, crossed over beautifully and finished by Jackson.
Yeah, this is a game all about mentality, and a lot of things can happen when you've got headset issues or server issues going on. Sometimes that can kind of kick you out of your groove a little bit for a moment, and so let's see if Yerma can get back into their groove and get some points on the board. We have Roman with the disc, who sends it over to Chill Out and tunnel, goes to pass it. Unfortunately, it is not a good pass, but Chill Out picks it back up and sends it over to Gilligan. Gilligan juking around on shield and goes for the first 2 points for Yerma. And this is exactly what they needed in order to get that mentality that I was just talking about back. Just getting some points on the board, getting that jive with your teammates in order to produce something that you can see results on the board with.
Yeah, it gets you confidence, exactly. Talking about those early round pauses for whatever reasons they are. Saw that in the Embers match earlier that I mentioned, where, yeah, it's like you're trying to get into your match flow, and then you have the interruptions. It could definitely just kind of bother, your efforts and your warm-ups. It kind of does all that. So being able to get back into the groove, to find those first goals, to find maybe even a second goal if and get back on the other end of the floor, those are what helps break that ice again and gets you back in your groove. And there it is. There it goes.
Yeah.
And 5 points on the board, Yerma now. And, 4 minutes left. That's a fine position to be in, I think.
That is definitely more than enough time, but obviously when you score a point, the other team does have the disc advantage. So we've got Plexus here with the advantage to take control of the arena, and Lil Guipo has the disc, sends it over to tunnel where Jackson is, who sends it down towards mid where Duop is, who is approaching Bubble. It is a 1v1 right now, but he does get the disc stolen from him by Gilligan. Gilligan goes and sends it through tunnel, and it is clear, and now it's just bouncing around. Duop is there to pick up the disc. He's doing a little bit of a dance through tunnel, just looking to see if there's anyone around. Gilligan does stun him out and picks up the disc after stunning Lil Guipo as well. And the disc is cleared down through mid and put into the goal for another 3 points by Chill Out.
Nice, and that is 3 in a row for that matter coming in. They have definitely put on the heat. They've found the gas in the tank, and gone are the worries of yesterminute after the pause. So now it's going to be kind of a chance here for Plexus to maybe respond the same. Maybe even take a timeout of their own, because it is a close game, and they've still got 3 minutes to spare here with that narrow lead. So they just got to calm it down and kind of chill out themselves, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good play by Plexus, maintaining possession, staying still with the as I say that, staying still with the patient play. They were just playing a little bit of pass, letting the defenders go on and approach them and stun them out. Unfortunately, Lil Guipo does get stunned out. Gilligan has the disc and sends it in the goal for another 3 points.
Man, a lot of goals now just being put on in the last few minutes alone. Coming down from 0 points to start off the first several minutes, and now they've got 11 points, and more importantly, they've got the lead here in the first round of this best of 3. 2 minutes remaining. Some way, somehow, Plexus has got to break the ice and find themselves a goal. They can still be in this as they get the disc right within reach, but no, it's going to be overtaken by Gil and Skittles. Skittles and Gil both getting caught up in some stuns will enable Plexus a chance at a recovery, which they grab. Jackson on the reset, and wisely so, as they'll set out for some offense now. From up high, bouncing off the boot it looks like, but will be taken again. Another attempt at it. Trying to hit the boot, but a miscommunication, and into the midfield it goes.
And we've got Gilligan floating down towards the disc, uncontested, puts it in the goal for another 2 points. And I did just notice it looks like Yerma lost another player. Roman's dropped yet again, and that was that entire play. So that was a 3v4, and they were still able to make some points on the board there.
Hey, when you're feeling in a good rhythm as they are, everything starts going your way, and that's clearly been the case here. Thing is, 1 minute left. It's been a long time since we have seen a score. It doesn't even matter. They're still going to do it again. Could it be? It's a 3. Skittles taste the rainbow. I committed that time. Last time, I didn't commit to the taste the rainbow. This time, I committed.
That was a very beautifully done commitment to taste the rainbow. It was great. We've got Lil Guipo with the disc. He sends it over to tunnel where Jackson is. Jackson sends it down to boot where Duop is. Duop goes to clock. Oh, and they do not make the goal. Unfortunately, they send it back over to clock where no one is, and Gilligan sends it through tunnel and clears out the disc. It looks like Yerma does have a fourth now. They've got a new arrival. It is Hip Hop. It's not Roman. I guess he was having some issues there. Jacksonator is able to get the disc and clear it through tunnel, but Gilligan is there to pick it back up and clear it into bubble. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of ping-ponging again that we were just talking about in the last match going on. We don't have much time left at all, and that is 16-9 for the first round.
Heck of a round, heck of a comeback is what it was. Yerma was really struggling to get going early on, and then of course the Roman, who we see in the Twitch chat now, also unfortunate issues there. But I don't know what happened, and again, who lit what fire under whose butt, but fires were lit, and so was that round from Yerma after what was an impressive opening initially there from Plexus. So I think right now they are feeling perplexus and just need to figure out exactly what adjustments they have to make. Because, they started off really nicely, but then they were held at that 9-point total for a very long time.
Yeah, they did. And looking at the scoreboard, I mean, Gilligan's leading with 10 points, but I do find it super interesting that the other teammates who have scored, keep in mind, Hip Hop does not have many stats on the board. He just entered the arena for the very first time, but both Skittles and Chill Out, their scores were both made off of threes. Which, yeah, I just don't think is as common. It does look like we've got a blue player now who dropped from the arena, unfortunately. I wonder if it's something to do inside, like we were talking about, those server issues, but they've taken a timeout now, which they are more than entitled to try and get their fourth player back.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully nothing too sustained there, but even had there not been a mid-round reset or tech issue, whatever's going on right now for Plexus' side, I think they still needed this anyways, because they were held to those 9 points. Hot start, but then they were held there for such a long time in that comeback from Yerma. So I think they do need this timeout regardless, just to take an extra couple of minutes to talk things over, figure out their situation, because they were hot out the gates, but then just kind of hit a wall. And I don't expect that to sustain, especially if they utilize this timeout here. In the Twitch zone, by the by, welcome everyone. See a lot of people sticking around here, joining that VRML 1 raid that we had. I'm Palidore, and again, it's Queen Zyla, meh, formerly known as Queen Cap, meh.
Meh.
Sorry, I've been forgetting that all night.
It's fine. It is definitely an important port, though. Can't forget the meh.
Can't forget the meh. But yeah, it's been Queen's first VRML cast here, the last couple. And I know over on Channel 1, Psychaotic also getting her, well, not first VRML cast I think was yesterday with me actually on Channel 1. But, you know, I love it. You know, love seeing the new casters now getting onboarded and trained this week and getting into these streams now on VRML 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Great thing, even.
Psychaotic, your name only includes all good things, all good things.
Exactly. Welcome to the chat. I'm not wrong, right? Your first VRML cast was yesterday, right? That was with me, so.
Me?
Look at that. We're nailing. No, me and Psych, and then
Oh.
today you and I.
What?
See,
No.
look, we're knocking down the first left and right. It's great. I didn't say first cast ever. I just said first. Mistake me not. But yeah. All right, round 2 underway. Also, what's up to Torque in there, Jolo, and again Roman, who's unfortunately, I suppose, in the. Oh, what is this? You know what else is unfortunate? The fact that overlay didn't work. Never you mind. It's still round 2.
We've got Chill Out with the Disc, who goes to clear it. Unfortunately, it just bonkers off of Gilligan's head, but they are able to pick that up and send it down into Bubble. Skittles overshooting the disc slightly, but Gilligan is there to pick it up, looking for his options, goes for the bounce shot, does not quite make it in, unfortunately, and we have Lil Guipo who goes to clear out the disc, but it gets stuck in top trap, and Gilligan gets stunned, and Lil Guipo goes to send it towards Bubble.
They just get it to go in. What happened there? I didn't even think that was a shot, but it was apparently. Lil Guipo. It was a shot. It was a shot. Lil Guipo. I was about to say they missed their stacks, but no, they got exactly what they wanted. That's what they call the pool, the trick shot, simple geometry, Queen. Trust me. Trust me.
Trusting you. It was definitely a calculated bounce shot, for sure.
Look, you'll get them any way you can get them. You'll take them, is what I mean to say. So, for Plexus to start out the right way like that. Oh, the right away not given up though by Gilligan. What a snag that was in front of the goal, and they are blazing. They're zooming, and they are 2-in for the first couple points on their side.
Yeah, I have to say, considering all of the issues from both teams, you know, players dropping, even having to switch out a roster, I've felt like the game has been seamless for both teams throughout all of the kind of chaos that can easily take your morale and just kind of tank it, throw it in the toilet. So that is very, very good to see. We've got a shot that was taken on goal from Plexus. Unfortunately, it was missed. It's picked up by Gilligan. Gilligan goes to clear it out through mid, but it is picked up back by Nostratic? I don't know if I pronounced that right. You can yell at me later in DMs. And the disc is just... The disc is floating around in trap. Duop has it. He is able to send it to the ceiling where Lil Guipo is, who goes for the shot. It does not make it, unfortunately, and there's a little bit of a scramble for the disc. Hip Hop has it, goes to clear it right into Jackson's hands, and Duop picks up the disc for another 2 points.
That was phenomenal there from Jackson, set up Duop. That was the snag out of the bubble, and because of that, I mean, just caught the defense without, well, really much of a chance when you had that 2-on-1 scenario. And able to get that disc, you know, that was a beautiful setup by Jackson, predicated off the steal. And yeah, Dwup on the finish. Yerma, though, actually quick on this joust. They're going to have some potential numbers, but no, finding the bounce still on a rebound to the shoulder. Good positioning, everyone collapsing at once, and wow, right into that top pocket above the head.
Yeah, for another 2 points. That does mean that Yerma is still down by 1, and Plexus does have disc advantage here. We still have 6 minutes and 40-something seconds on the clock. There is enough time for them to respond, but they are going to have to apply some pressure here because Plexus is playing really well and is making smart decisions here when they've got the disc.
Oh, that said, they do lose a disc there to that quick stack. Now it will be recovered up top. No, overshot actually. So into the midfield it goes. Good redirect, however, as they collect and now separate. Just notice how they had 2 stacks, and once they got the discs, both stacks separated into the offense, and that's definitely the well-communicated type of gameplay you like to see, the team play. That said, it's picked off here now. Plexus definitely having a much better round so far in the sense that, you know, they were stuck at 9 points for forever in round 1, but they've got 5 already here as the disc continues to exchange possessions between both these teams.
And we've got Jackson who takes the disc and sends it towards Bubble, but it's picked up by Chill Out, and Chill Out sends it straight down the arena into the blue bubble. It's just bouncing around. We did have Chill Out there able to recover the disc, but misses the shot. Hip Hop has the disc, sends it towards Clock where Chill Out is, but the bounce wasn't able to be read, unfortunately, and it's picked back up by Duop and sent through tunnel. And we've got the disc just kind of floating around. Gilligan picks it up, sends it through tunnel or mid. Unfortunately, Duop is there to pick it back up and send it over towards Yerma's area.
Now the Yerma stack splitting off for the collection. There's Gilligan turning around now for Chill Out on the stack. Likewise for Duop and Jacksonator linking, but losing it. The chain link broken by Gilligan with those stuns, but another pick back, and again the exchange of possessions. As you pointed out, it's a lot of back and forth here so far. A 1-point match. First round taken by Yerma in comeback fashion. Now an opportunity at the bubble, though, will be dislodged, and Guipo takes it over and finds the pass, opts for that, while the stack now gets through midfield to maybe take some defense off guard if they can get that, but unfortunately he's just straggled on the clear and unable to get the opportunity.
And we've got Skittles with the disc, goes to clear it out. It doesn't quite make it. There was a defender there, so she was a bit pressured. But she's able to pick it back up and recover it and send it over into Blue Bubble. Hip Hop picks up the disc after Blue had it, but does not make a pass, unfortunately. So we've got Jacksonator with the disc approaching Bubble. And he goes in, for the pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite connect, and it's cleared out back into their area, but their stacks are ready and there to pick it up. So Lil Guipo has the disc, juking around on wall, looking where to go. Sends it over for a clear, and it is picked back up by Gilligan and slapped through tunnel. And it's just floating around in their area, waiting for the stacks to form and make something of it. We've got Chill Out with the disc, Skittles with the disc. Sorry, Skittles. And she puts it in the goal for another 2 points.
And Skittles skedaddled and got the goal with a 1-point lead back to Yerma here on Orange. And they took round 1. 3 minutes left here in the second round. And Plexus already exceeding the scoring output for most of the last half of round 1 here, but they've got to be able to score a few more. That's been the one struggle here with Plexus, is that they've been good in bursts, but they need to find a few more of those, a little bit more of that consistency to take it over. So otherwise, Yerma's shown that they've been able to punish more often than not once it gets deep into that bubble.
Yeah, and we have Lil Guipo with the disc, juking around on the floor, but Skittles is able to get the stun and steal the disc. She's looking around, just seeing what she's got as options. She goes to send it high for the stack. Unfortunately, they overshoot the disc. Chill Out is able to pick it up. She's got a defender on her and goes for the cut pass. It doesn't quite connect, but we do have Jacksonator from Plexus there, able to pick it back up, goes for the clear, is not able to make it, and goes for a second try and is able to do it.
And oh, what a beautiful leech there, able to get some speed, some separation, might have even had a shot angle, loses it back on the handles, but back again, Skittles secures that clear, deep down it goes, everyone boosting down at the same time, a grab by Gilligan, slapping it in and trying to at least bouncing out the pole, another rebound, another grab, Guipo, a beautiful snag at that. Now linking for those stacks, they might have themselves an open goal, they can take the lead right back, and from the backboard, no, an inner ding, and goes outside the bubble, that bursts theirs, certainly is, it's gonna be Gilligan now, another clear, the opportunity lost perhaps, but it was a good look.
It was indeed. And we had Yerma with the disc. They go to clear it. Unfortunately, Plexus was there to pick it up. Hip Hop had the disc, sends it down towards goal. Gilligan picked it up and put it in the goal for another 2 points. You know, even with the back and forth, you can still see that both of the teams are doing a really, really, really good job of communicating, because most of the time they're not just passing it to nothing. They're finding each other, which is a sign that their comms on both of these teams are on point and are communicating well with one another.
Now within reach, Plexus here, they can go for a 3 to tie, or just a 2, just the same. Any goal they can get, but another snatch away on the defense. Hip Hop there as it goes into the bottom of the floor, picked off once more. And as the clock winds down towards its final minute, they're going to need to more and more start considering the 3. If they cannot get a quick goal, I'd say, in the next 15, 20 seconds or so, and that could be, oh, it's a big, big shot is what it is. Lil Guipo, Big Guipo.
Yeah, and now we've got a tie game right now with 50 seconds on the clock. I mean, technically that's enough time, more than enough time for a goal to be made, but they're gonna have to act on it fast here and do something quickly. We've got Gilligan with the disc, who sends it over to Popcorn where Hip Hop is. Unfortunately, Hip Hop gets stunned out, but Gilligan's able to pick up the disc, send it over to Chill Out, and Chill Out is able to go for a shot. It is a little bit wonky. It does miss, and it's still bouncing around in blue area. Doo-Wop picks up the disc, sends it through tunnel. However, Yerma is there with their stack to pick it up, but isn't able to quite clear it out just yet. Gilligan has the disc, sends it over to Skittles. Skittles looking around, seeing what she's got. Does she have an open goal? She's not quite sure. Goes for the bounce pass down to her teammate. It doesn't quite make it. They still have a few seconds, and it is rejected. We are looking at an overtime here in round 2 with Yerma versus Plexus with an 8-8 for a total score.
Wow, what a finish to the round, and now, well, the actual finish to the round. Overtime, sudden death, 2 minutes on the clock, next goal wins. Of course, Plexus trying to make the round 3 reality. The joust here underway, headbutted off, and we picked off right there. Maybe the goal, it's a 1-on-1 inside, and round 3 on the way. Courtesy Plexus, courtesy Nostratic. Erratic as that round was, it will end there. Big, big goal in OT.
Yeah, and that's Plexus's first round. That means that we get to see a round 3 with these two teams, which is very exciting.
Yeah, what an incredible return there. I mean, first it was Lil Guipo with a huge shot in the last minute to tie it all up at 8 apiece. And then just securing the overtime win there with a 1-on-1 essentially at the goal. I mean, high pressure situation for both the offensive and defensive player. Not a position that I am jealous of, certainly in the casting booth, especially if I was a goalkeeper there, because that would have, I would have fared no better, guaranteed.
Honestly,
yeah.
not only just a 1-on-1, but a 1-on-1 from clock. I mean, that's just one of the hardest spots as a goalie in order to make that save from. It's not impossible, but it's definitely one of the more intimidating places.
Yeah. Absolutely. A tough place. I mean, it puts you just in. If you're a goalkeeper and you have that, it's like, what do you do? Well, if you dive, you get juked. If it's shot on you, half a chance it goes in anyways. Chicago's and all that, but you know, it's a tough spot to be. So really, it's all about denial defense before you get there in the first place, or before they get the pass there. But yeah, they got the pass. Point is, and Nostratic was able to secure the most important 2 points of the game so far. You know, his first 2, the most important 2. Over in Twitch also, see Wolf in there calling out that hammer from Guipo earlier on. Last stash cheered on the game. What a game it has been indeed. And Quang saying Plexus keeping it going. Love to see it. And I agree. You know, anytime you see these round 3s, OTs, it's the best as far as spectators go anyways. And yeah, so far, so good. I'm excited to see what these last 10 minutes provide here.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. You know, as long as we can see Yerma continue with that bubble D that they had in these last 2 rounds, I think that even with having to sub someone in, they have a fair shot. But if we're gonna keep seeing Plexus making those long threes, they're gonna have to get back to goal a little bit faster so that the goal's not left open.
Yeah, absolutely. Open goals are the killer for pretty much any team everywhere, especially if they're open threes. It's one of the most damaging things in Echo because they're so rare to come by a lot of the time. But when you do get those windows and you're punished for it, the extra point, those open goals can really devastate you. Lethal, seeing if they can make a comeback here in this round as well. Start off on the right foot as we go right into the third round. This team 3-1 by the bye. Coming in and 2-on-2 for the Yerma side of things. And here it goes. Neutral joust picked up by Dwup. And just trying to avoid the defense there as they get the first opportunity at the goal. There's that spot, the dangerous spot. It is Clock. And Nostratic starting off, I guess, the third round the way that he just ended it in OT.
Yeah, it is. They certainly like that Clock position there, and like we were talking about, it's definitely a hard one to defend as a goalie. So it's a good place to be if you can get your pass to the Clock position. We do have Gilligan with the disc who sends it over to Chill Out. Chill Out sends it to Hip Hop, who takes his time, looks for the pass, sends it over to Skittles. Skittles goes to send the pass over to Shoulder. Unfortunately, it was picked off by Plexus. A great read from them. Jackson has the disc, goes to send it over into Orange Bubble. It does not quite make it. It hits off of a shape, and Duop has the disc, is juking around and slaps it back over to Lil Guipo for a reset.
Ooh, bold move there, diving out, and will still be a 2 at the end of the day. Great job finding the right pass, the right cross, and 4 points there on the board, just in the right position, essentially. But Dwup second goal here for them, so up by 4. And also want to shout out the Twitch chat real quick because I do see Aind. Welcome to the Twitch chat. Sorry if I butchered that, but welcome to the Twitch and to VRML. Glad to be here for your first watch as we are on the watch for maybe a 3, dinging and nearly making, but back into the midfield it goes.
We've got Plexus who had a super fast stack, but unfortunately they overshot the disc. But Nostric is there to pick up the disc, not able to quite clear it, but Jackson is there to grab it and send it into the goal for another 3 points.
Oh boy, this is tough too, because as I recall, the timeout was already taken by Yerma way back in the first round. Otherwise, I would say this is timeout territory. 2 minutes in, that's a lot of points to be eating here. And certainly for Yerma, just got to find, much like we saw the momentum reversal back in round 1, you know, they got to be able to do the same thing again, basically, because they are down in a similar way.
Yeah, and we've got Gilligan with the disc. He sends it over to Boot where Skittles is at. She goes for the shot. It doesn't quite connect, but Gilligan's able to pick it back up and send it over to Skittles on Shoulder for their first 2 points of the round. This does kind of break the ice for them. So they've got a little bit of momentum here. Let's see if they're able to respond, but this is an offensive joust for Plexus, so they do have disc advantage and the opportunity to control the arena.
Absolutely. First goal sometimes, especially in a drought, is the toughest one of all, but now they've got it going again. And it's pronounced A-N. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know that. And yeah, welcome to the stream, as well as Shelavan, and that's going to be hella in. Nice shot. 5 points on the board, just like that.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it can be scary. I'm going to say especially for us questers, because I know Yerma's mostly on quests to go for those long threes, but it pays off when you do it and it makes it into the goal, so.
Yeah, they really needed... See, the first goal, the most difficult one of them all, as I said, because a lot of the times when you see scoring ice broken for a team, the next time around it's a lot easier. That said, they cannot let off the pedal because they will do just that, showing the metal. It is a Lil Guipo shot again from 3. You didn't ding it again. The barrier lies. That was great. I mean, you dinged it in, I guess. But yeah, wonderfully done. I guess this round, it's Battle of the Threes.
It is battle. I feel like it's almost been, this whole match has been Battle of the Threes. It is 5-10 in favor of Plexus. They were able to just grab that disc there from Hip Hop. The stacks are there, and they are going to make them pay for their mistakes there.
Battle of the Threes. That time from Jacksonator. My goodness, that was a quick punish again. So all of a sudden, took a 2-point game, 7-5, back up to 13, 13-5. So I'm not even sure where this is going, but both teams now having these miniature scoring runs across this decisive third round, as Gilligan does evade that stack and passes it off to Skittles.
Skittles is just juking around in the center, letting her team get over into the bubble, set themselves up. She's about to be slightly contested by Duop, but is able to get that pass over to Pack. And Gilligan gets it over to Chill Out, and Chill Out's able to get that in the goal for another 2 points. There was a lot of patient play there that they ran, allowing Plexus to get back into their bubble and their team to set up in their positions.
And chat pointing out maybe something I missed too. There was another brief 3v4. I didn't notice it, but I guess Twitch got my back. That said, there will be the stack getting back. So here it goes. Like I said, it's been a game of miniature runs, so maybe another couple in a row coming in from Yerma. We shall see. They've got the chance. They've got the lane. They've got the angle. Couldn't find the hole, but a second time around, Skittles throws it down. Beautiful slap reverse of sorts on the recovery.
And here we have Plexus with the joust advantage. There's been some pretty good pressure coming from Yerma's end on these rollouts here. Let's see if they can get that through this time. They're going ahead and sending it over into tunnel. Unfortunately, their player does get stunned out, so the disc goes a little bit wonky. But Yerma is not able to pick it up, and Jacksonator grabs the disc, sends it over to Lil Guipo, who sends it back over to Duop on the reset. And same deal. Both of these teams are taking good time being patient. Unfortunately, Yerma does not have time to spare on the clock, so they do have to pressure the disc. And Lil Guipo has the disc, goes to send it over to Clock, but it is picked by Gilligan and sent through to tunnel over into Plexus area. But Plexus does have stacks there and almost is able to pick it up, overshoots the disc. But Jacksonator does pick it up eventually and send it through tunnel down into Yerma's area.
Down
and
into
puts
the
it in for another 2 goals after doing a little bit of a dance on the goalpost.
That's what's up. Big slammer and 15-9. Still 3.5 minutes left. Like I said, it's a game of runs, and especially in this round, been a lot of these runs put on by both teams. A couple in a row here, a couple in a row there. But as it gets deeper into the latter portions of it, which is to say right about now, Yerma's not going to be able to afford the exchanging of goals or runs. So they need to make a big one right about now. Otherwise, this defense, who might just cause a turnover again, all diving out are those blue players for Plexus. But still somehow finding the disc through a few players, and an interception from Gilligan. Now Gilligan's hit some big ones and does it again. They're within 4, still 2.5 remaining.
I mean, technically, that's more than enough time for them to come back, so hopefully they start to put on some pressure, though. They don't have too much time, especially considering the respawn times when it comes to these goals that are being shot. But we've got Lil Guipo with the disc, who sends it through tunnel over to Jacksonator. Jacksonator sends it back over to Lil Guipo to maintain possession of the disc. Unfortunately, their pass does not quite connect, but Jackson is able to pick it up, slap it over to his teammate, but it is picked up by Gilligan, and Gilligan sends a clear out, but it doesn't quite make it through tunnel. Unfortunately, it bounces off and back towards Yerma's bubble. They go for that shot, but it is missed. And the disc is still bouncing around, but Duop picks it up, goes around Pac-Man for a little bit, takes his time juking around Shield, seeing what he has as options, still juking around, and goes for the shot and makes another 2 points.
Tough to stop there on those jukes for sure. Not only jukey, but inverted, and Duop really showing those handles and the control in a time where control is of the utmost necessity. 1:36 remaining and counting in this final third round here. And Plexus in control. Might need to see some quick shots. Threes potentially coming in from Yerma. Turnover there. Knocked it loose. The goal is open, but the disc is just floating right back into possession now of Plexus, who might feel some opportunities open for them, and that could be blood in the water, but missing the goal.
And we do have Lil Guipo, who is able to recover the disc, sends it over to Boot. Goal is open, but they're juking around and dancing and send it into the goal for another 2 points. At this point, they've kind of ran off with the point advantage, and there's only 56 seconds left, so we are out of mathematical time, but Yerma still has an opportunity to still pressure and put on some points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And Dwup, really a big factor here in the last couple of minutes, scoring 3 goals, I feel like, in the last maybe 2 minutes of action or so to really put this one away. Maybe about to happen again. No, just sliding past that left lane, picked up there by Hip Hop, and into the midfield it goes. One more by Gilligan, maybe on a deep heave. That's going to bounce to the left lane. The stack recovery, not quite there for Yerma, so taken back once more by Plexus and ejected into the midfield where shots will just glance in. Wow, I didn't think that was going. I didn't think that was going. Wow. That looked left, but you know what? They left nothing to chance. 22-11, broke it open at the end, and the victory going to Plexus, who continues now with a 4-1 record on the season. Pretty impressive start.
It is indeed. That is definitely a good victory there for Plexus. They had a lot of really good shots that they took. Yerma put up a really good fight. And you know, unfortunately, sometimes you're just outplayed by teams. It does happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was kind of a series of fights really across those 3 rounds, because we saw the ups and the downs from both teams throughout that one. Definitely one of those ones that did deserve the 3 rounds that it got. The overtime as well in round 2. I mean, you cannot deny that was so hard fought, and
it was
great.
Yeah. Absolutely. Both teams definitely came out to play tonight. They put on their game face.
And with that, congrats to Plexus for the victory there. A lot of impressive stats. Dwup again, the 18 points on the whole, but had three goals in the last couple minutes of round 3 to really start pulling away and getting that separation. 4 assists as well as a save, 20 stuns. Jacksonator putting in 5 and 6 in points and assists, as well as a few saves. Lil Guipo with 11 points, 2 assists, 1 save, 18 stuns. Nostratic with 7 points, including the overtime winner in round 2. Pair of assists and a save. Over on the Yerma side of things, Gilligan 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 saves, as well as 44 stuns. So a lot of force of nature is what Gilligan is, suffice to say. Hip Hop putting in an assist, a save, a couple of steals, 21 stuns. Chill Out with 10 points, 2 assists, a save, a steal, 7 stuns. Skittles in there with 11 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 2 steals, and 44 stuns. And Roman, who unfortunately did have those tech issues throughout the rounds. Just as well, I think the stats also get wiped anyways currently this season. So not really accurate stats on Roman's part, but definitely shout out to Roman, who I know was in the chat there as well. Hopefully no issues next time. Definitely feel for that. But yeah, I think that will do it for this cast, this stream. And the last couple of ones, the first cast for Queen. So hopefully, you enjoyed yourself, and hopefully I'll see you for some more here soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Pally.
You're welcome. We'll be stars. Just remember. Stars, yeah.
Stars.
All right, the Twitch chat, you've been stars in your own right. I've been Palidore, that's been Queen Zyla on this cast. And have a great day, be happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be good to each other. And we'll see you again real soon.
And we're underway.
VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Border Foods, VR Cover, ProTube VR, Rebuff Reality, and VRware.net.